Alright, welcome back to another fun week with the Vlogs of Seven. We should seriously have our own intro. Anyway, today I'm actually going to answer a question that Dylan asked me in a private message because he was being the procrastinator king and not doing his video yesterday. So, his question was, what is my favorite book? I added a plural to that and I made it into books. But they're actually in two different categories, so bear with me here. One category is because I love the book because I've read it. The other category is I love the book because I collect stuff and I really like the way it looked, felt, the contents, and I will probably never ever read it, no matter how much I tell myself I will. I'm gonna start off with the collected ones, and then I'll go with the ones that I've read and absolutely love. First off is the Samurai Sword, a handbook. I like swords, I like samurai. That's the only reason why I got this book, besides it looked kind of 70s-ish. And I thought it might be handy if I wrote a novel about a samurai. You know, a little inside, helpful handbook. Hopefully it'll prove helpful. Otherwise it's just going to sit on my shelf like everything else does. Next up is one of 3 mystery detective suspenseful coverless hardbacks that I only bought because they were that genre, and at that time I was going crazy over Ellery Queen and Alfred Hitchcock stuff, and I think I'm getting back into that. I'm not sure. But anyway, this is The Edge of the Chair, edited by Joan Kahn. Star Trek. I thought I kept this because I had to get rid of a whole bunch of books in order to free up space and get a little extra money. And I thought I saved this because it had the Turn of the Screw in it. Come to find out it doesn't. So I don't know why I saved it. There's an Agatha Christie book short story in here, so maybe that's why I saved it? I'm not sure. So yeah, I apparently got rid of the one that I wanted and meant to save. Unless it's in this one. No. This isn't it. This is Rogues Gallery, The Great Criminals of Modern Fiction, edited by Ellery Queen. The main reason of keeping it was because it looks really old. And I think I actually read the first story on this one, and it was actually pretty good. I need to finish this. I need to finish, like, everything on my shelf. This one actually does have its cover, but it's never going back on it because it's in horrible condition. But it's saved. The person who had this before me apparently saved it, and I would like to thank them. They will probably never see this video, but thank you for saving this cover. I wish you'd made it in better condition, but thanks for saving it so I know what it looks like. I don't think you guys got a good... It looks like that. Old-fashioned awesome detective stories. Ellery Queen. Challenge to the reader. I actually have a bunch of magazines that are from Ellery Queen, which is kind of what started this whole thing. So yeah, it's an anthology. Blue ribbon. I like the cover, actually, because it's black. And it's got crazy color for the paper. Crazy. Next up is a pair of Charles Dickens. Don't know why I got it, except, you know, I've got a thing for coverless hardbacks that looks like these. They look like the typical, you know, 18th century library books on a bookshelf. They're also dusty. Fits well, doesn't it? No, they just need some cobwebs, and it's a horror movie. But no. This is Charles Dickinson's Nicholas Nickleby. Both of these books have very thin paper. It's like so thin, if you just barely hold it so that the light catches it, you can see the words on the other side. But yeah, this is the tales, yeah, Life and Adventures of Nicholas Nickleby. And the other one is just a bunch of papers and stuff from Charles Dickens. It's in the same form. I only got it because it goes with the other book. Gotta have a matching set, right? Right. This one I will probably eventually read, but for now I just love having it. Star Trek The Next Generation meets X-Men in Planet X. The whole thought was just crazy when I saw it. I'm like, dude, really? That's ridiculous. Next up, I'm just gonna say all of Ted Decker's books. I absolutely love his books. They're actually, Christian, suspenseful thriller sort of thing. And the way he writes is really good. His, the Circle Trilogy book set is probably my favorite. Next to his book called 3, which is an awesome psychological one. It's just so good, you should read it. Even if you don't like Christian fiction. It doesn't seem like Christian fiction, I tell you what. Yeah, I've got all the books over here, so don't mind me while I reach over. Next is The Edge Chronicles, British YA fantasy at its, maybe not finest, but it's really good. They even included a map of the whole place, and that's what I thought was awesome. I only have 3 of them, unfortunately. I want the rest, because I love the way they did their book covers. It's just awesome. They look like old books. And if you didn't notice by now, I've got a thing for old books. They're awesome. I actually saw the movie first. I fell in love with the movie, and then I read the book. I actually read the book. It's one of the most recent ones that I've actually finished. I think it's like the only or the last one that I finished this year. I'm not sure. Shutter Island, really good. You should go watch it and then maybe read it, or just read it if you don't want to watch it because you maybe don't like Leonardo DiCaprio. Or there's actually a graphic novel version. I want to get it. I will get it, and then I'll get the movie, and then I'll have a complete set. Next up is Meg by Steve Alton. I actually like this series, although it's not as good as the first book. I've got the 4th one on my Kindle app. I don't have the 2nd and 3rd one, and then there's a 5th one that's coming up. I don't know if it's going to be any good or not. The 4th one was awesome. Not only did it have megalodons in it, it had a chronosaur. Oh my gosh. It is like worse than a megalodon. It is creepy. Go look it up. Go Google it. Chronosaur. I will write it somewhere. You gotta look it up. It's cool. Speaking of cool, yeah. I've got a thing for sharks if you didn't know. They're like my favorite aquatic animals. Mammals. Are they mammals? They're not mammals. I should know that. Duh. Anyway, Sharks of Hawaii was my first ever shark book ever. If you could not notice, I read the life out of this thing. I refuse to get rid of it. If I could only keep one book, I'll probably just keep this one. Sorry, Charles Dickens, you're not a shark. What can I say? I love sharks. Don't judge me. Alright, those are my favorite books that I own. There's also some other ones that I don't have that I wish I could have. There's one in particular that I'm trying to track down, and it is impossible. It's called Dialogues by Stephen Spignesi. So awesome. The whole book is written as a dialogue. Totally awesome. I love dialogues, so it's like, oh, my favorite book. Also, oh my gosh, I forgot my Star Wars books and my Batman books. Just throw them all in there. They're all my favorite. Except for episode 1 and episode 2. Those books aren't any good. So don't include those. Yeah. But I don't have them. Do I? No. I thought so. Anyway, that is all for me. What's your favorite book? Books. Leave it in the comments below, and I will see you guys next week. I'm trying. I need to think of a challenge for Britt. Look down below in the description, Britt. I can't think of one right now.